people. We're gonna have a great workout. We're gonna do some Kung Fu. I'm just getting us set up a little bit more and then we're gonna get started, but it's gonna be a fun Kung Fu class today. I'm glad you're with me. It's a football day too, so if you're watching NFL football on YouTube, awesome. It's pretty cool to see it on YouTube, but I hope you join us for the workout. That would be even more awesome. So give me just a couple minutes and we'll get right started. Just getting one last thing set up. And I totally forgot what I was getting set up here. What was I doing? Maybe not. Maybe we're just going to get straight to Kung Fu because I can't remember what I was going to set up. What was I just doing? I guess it doesn't matter because it's not important. If it's something that you forget that quick, it's probably not that important. Or you have really bad ADHD like me. All right. So I'm just giving myself a little room. Pretty soon we'll get our gear on, we'll start hitting the bag, everything like that. But what we're gonna first do is we're first gonna warm up. That way when we do start hitting the bag, we'll be warm. And since we're doing kind of a Kung Fu class today, because I want to share Kung Fu, traditional Kung Fu, we're gonna do a Kung Fu warm up. All right, not just jumping jacks and all that, but we're gonna do a true Kung Fu warm up. Practicing traditional Kung Fu aspects, but then we're gonna move on to kicking the bag, kind of heavy bag workout. So let's go ahead and get started with our Kung Fu class. All right, stand straight. We're gonna pick up our left knee, grab our ankle, pull up to our chest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. I'm gonna grab my knee, grab my ankle. Now I'm not just gonna hold here, I'm gonna pull up and extend through the bottom leg too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side, one more time. Grab the knee, grab the ankle, and pull up. Yep. Yi, sam, say, lo, jet, bak, gao. Sup. Other side, switch your feet. Grab and pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I remember what I was gonna do now. Oh, of course, it always happens right at that moment. 2 seconds. All right. Now we're gonna do horse stance. That's some major ADHD right there for you. All right, so we're gonna do horse stance. So we're gonna put our feet together. We're gonna go toes out, open up the hips. We're gonna go heels out, closing the hips here. We keep our chest up straight. Now we're gonna open up our hips again, rotating on the heels, toes out. Then I'm gonna rotate again, now on the toes, rotating the heels out just halfway. So the feet, we wanna try and keep them as straight forward as possible here. And we're gonna open up our hips, and we're gonna squat like we're doing a wall squat. And we're gonna hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, don't move. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. Yep. Yi. Sam, don't move. Say. Lo. Jet. Ba. Gao. Sup. 1, 2. Keep stretching. 3, 4, 5. Don't get up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 31. 2, 3. Keep moving. 4, 5. Don't move. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, don't move. 3, 4, squeeze it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, don't move. 1, 2, 3, 4, get lower. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 10 more. Yep. Yi, sam, say, lo, jet, bak, gao, sup, and come up. All right, that's 1 minute of horse stance. I'm not saying horse stance, I'm saying horse, like a horse that you ride. It's called a ma bu. Horse stance is one of the most important stances that you do in Kung Fu because it makes your legs strong. It strengthens your glutes when you do it right, your quads when you do it right, or the hamstrings and your quads. So you get nice and strong, your ankles. And it also does, when we stretch, one thing that we need to do when we're stretching is also engage the muscles. That way it helps strengthen the muscles so we can gain mobility. We don't just want flexibility, We want mobility, so when we do hit stuff, we have power with it. All right, so now we're gonna go back into our horse stance. With the feet out, I'm gonna straighten this leg and turn my hip in here. Bow stance. The back leg, we're gonna keep as straight as possible. Toe is gonna turn in 45. We don't want completely sideways. We want the toe in 45 here, creating a straight line up to the hips. Now we're gonna pull back, that way we're not leaning forward. We don't wanna go here yet. Some stances you'll see lean here, but we wanna pull back, keeping the chest up, opening the front hip, and turning into the stance. And then we sink, and we hold. My foot's not far enough, there we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're gonna turn the other way. So we turn through our horse stance, back leg straight, fully straighten, tuck the hip, lock the leg out, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's hold 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now we're going to go back to the center. We're going to stretch forward, stretching our hamstrings, reaching towards the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to reach back and I'm going to pull my head down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, Jinx. All right. Now from here, I'm going to bring my foot just a little bit in. I'm going to open the hip. I'm going to squat down, keeping this leg straight, squatting down, grabbing my ankles, and opening up almost into a Cossack squat, but I'm going to keep my front foot flat. We're going to let our hips stretch here. You can come here if you want. You can go more forward here. We want to keep this knee open and get a good stretch. This is also called, in Kung Fu, drop stance or low stance, because you're low to the ground. And other side. Now you're going to see my hip. All right, this is where I have that busted hip. So I'm going to turn it, slowly go down. I work within my range, let myself stretch, stretch, stretch. Ooh, it's nice and tight right there. Then I'm going to hold for a second and let it stretch out. See, if you see, I'm leaning forward because my hip is trying to find more space. I need to come up more. Ooh, and stretch. Good, and up. All right, so if you notice, I'm very one-sided on that one because of the damage over here. When I'm here, I can sink down into it because it's not pulling here. So make sure you work within your range. If you can only stretch here, this is perfectly fine at first. Get that stretch, let it slowly build up. Then as you do more and more and more and more and more, you'll slowly get down to where you can go all the way down and you sink down into your low stance, otherwise known as drop stance. All right, you can shake the legs out, move those hip flexors, and 1 foot stance. Grab your knee, ankle, pull up. Hold, hold, hold. Switch. Knee, ankle, pull up. Hold, hold, don't move. Hold, don't move. Hold, don't move. Don't move. Don't move, and down. Good. All right, so we've done quite a bit for the hips and the legs. Now we need to loosen up our shoulders. So rotate the shoulders forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and reverse. Yep. Yi, song, say, blow, jet, bop, gal, stop, head up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Full rotation, one way. 1, 3 times. 2, nice and slow. 3, work out those crunchies. And other direction. 1. If you work at a desk, you should be doing this one often. 2, work out all the crunchies in your neck. It feels so good. 3. And 1. Rocking back and forth, nice and slow. Good. Ear to shoulder, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, drop the shoulders, 7, let your neck go, 8, 9, relax, last one, there we go. Good. You should start feeling a little limber. So now what I want you to do is working on kind of a bounce step here. Now if you notice, I'm not hopping here, right? We don't want to hop. It's nice and light here. The weight is at the ball of my foot. Now a lot of people will be like on their toes and stuff. They don't realize what the ball of the foot is. Ball of the foot, right around here. This is the ball of your foot, that big ball part, right? So you bounce on those, and if you don't want to bounce, you can just shift the weight here. Boom. What this is doing is this is getting us used to pushing back and forth, right? Which is important for when you do your combat moves. So when I move, I can push back here. I can move forward here, back, forward. And it's the same motion as this here. But when you do your step, you lead with whatever direction you're going to go. So if I go back, I use my back foot, step back here. If I go forward, I use my front foot, step forward here. If I want to go to my right, I'm going to use my back foot because it's more right here. So when I go to my right, here. When I need to go to my left, I go left, here. So forward, front foot, 1. Then we're going to go backwards, 2. We're going to go to the right using our right foot, 3. Then we go to the left using the left foot, 4. That's our first drill. So we're going to go forward, back, right, left. All right, now you can do it in kind of a bounce here if you want. Kind of be in a reactionary, forward, back, right, left. Ready, nice and light, forward, back, right, left. Good, nice and relaxed. If your calf starts to feel it, relax a little bit. We don't want to be too low and we don't want to be too high, right? If you're too high, you're going to get knocked out because your chin's up. Unless you're tall. If you're tall, do whatever you want. I'm a short guy. If you're short, like me, you don't want to go too short here because we're not wrestling. If we're going for takedowns and stuff like that, that's a whole other game. Now, we don't want to be up, we don't want to be too low, we want to be right in between here. So if you notice my knees are bent, I can move, move. My knees never go all the way up, we're never locked out. All right, let's do 3 more on this side. Going forward, back, right, left. Ready? Sinking down a little bit. Forward, back, right, left, forward, back, right, left, forward, back, right, left, forward, back, right, left. Now one thing I did that you can try on the other side is I changed the different depths of range. So you can move in big, boom, if you need to chase them down. Or you can move back big if you need to get out of that big kick. And when I move right, I can move big, but it's kind of hard to move big when you're right because you want to stay in range to hit them, right? You never want to get out if you're... So when I go right, I do small. When I go left, I do small. Or you can do really big if you need to. Really big if you need to. But try and keep it, or play with it. Play with small and big steps. All right, let's do 8 on this side. Ready? And I don't care about your guard. You can have your guard completely down right now. You can have your guard up. You can be in your Philly shell, your KungFu stance, whatever you want. Ready? Forward, back, left, right, forward, back, left, right foot, front foot, back foot, left foot, right foot, front foot, back foot, left side, right side. Go, go. Go, go. Forward, back, left, right. Forward, back, left, right. Good. So that's some nice basic footwork. Remember, a lot of fighting is going to be here, here, short range. When you move, boom, 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 back. That way you can move off the line, on the line. Now later on, we'll get into circular footwork. In circular footwork, you'll be moving across sometimes. You'll shift feet. You'll do backpedaling while staying on them. One thing I don't want to see you do in the early stages is cross steps. You can use cross steps later when you're a fighter or you have much years of experience, but cross steps are really bad for beginners. All right, so that's a little bit of footwork for moving in kickboxing. Now, let's do some kicks to warm up our legs. So we're gonna do left side in front, right hand up. I'm gonna do a high heel kick. High heel kick is where you keep the toes pointed back, hitting with the heel. The leg is gonna stay straight. So I kick up and down. I kick up and down. I pull the rope with my same hand, same foot, right? Pull the rope, kick up and down. Let's do 3 more. Ready? 1, or 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. Ready? 10 high heel kicks. If you're kicking down here at first, that's perfectly fine. Get used to kicking higher. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. You're doing really good. That's our high heel kick. So high heel kick is a great stretching kick. This is one of the ones that you will see Olympic athletes, right? Almost everyone, almost every school, every Olympic athlete will do this trick. Hey, thank you, Wandering Rider. Really appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day too. You're the boss. All right. So when we're doing this one, you'll see Olympic athletes also do the kicks here. So they'll kick like this. Just this, we call this swinging the legs. It's great to get you warmed up and stretched out. All right, next kick. We're gonna do what's called outside crescent kick. We're building on the high heel kick. So I'm gonna kick straight up, arch out over, and hit my hand. So I put my hand up, I kick up and over, making a circle here. So crescent, because you're going here, and outside, because you're going outside your body, not across. So here, I kick up and out, up and out. Now, if you can't hit your hand out here, that's perfectly fine. Bring it in a little bit to here at first. We're working on the mobility of the hips here. Why is this important? Right? Why is this important? There's a good reason for it. Is when you check kicks, right? You want to be able to open your hip here, here. This is just a very exaggerated way so we can also get in a stretch. And then you can turn it into axe kicks, all that other stuff. All right, outside crescent kick. Hand up. We're going to kick up and over. Ready? 3 more times. Or, I'm sorry, I keep saying 3 when I mean 10. Ready? 10 times. 1. Oh, almost fell. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Kick them. 10. Stretch it. Switch your feet. All right, let's do 10 out here. Ready? Yep. Yee. So. Say. Hoop. Low kick higher. Jip kick higher. Back kick higher. Gal kick higher. So. All right, that's the outside crescent kick. Great job. I'm talking so much, I'm giving myself out of breath before we even do the kick. Howdy, y'all. About to you too. Rex Kwon Do was awesome. He was onto something. Joke aside, brother. At least can't lift my leg that high. That's okay. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. Everyone will be happy. So my thing is, if you come in and you want to make fun of me, that's okay. Because the way I see it is you gotta laugh. So even if you just stop in and you get a laugh and then you go on and do your thing, that's cool. My thing is about sharing love and positivity, no matter what you do. I'm passionate about Kung Fu, so whatever you do, be passionate about it. Even if it's being a troll, just don't be too mean to people, right? Don't be too mean. Cool, all right. So that's our outside crescent kick, right? So now let's start working on some other techniques before we move to the heavy bag. It's not a heavy bag, it's a Wavemaster water bag. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, right, we're doing our bounce. So we want this light feeling. And lately I've been working on more kickboxing combos with y'all. We've been doing jab, cross, uppercut, hook, elbow, elbow. What we're also gonna be working on now is adding a back fist. Now, a lot of people will disagree with the back fist. They don't like it, which is fine, but I like it. So you can do back fist from here, raising up and snapping out. That's one way. I aim with the elbow and snap out and pull in. This is really good from a Philly shell type position. You can snap here, you can move in quick. You know, it's, I think a lot in boxing, they'll call it a snap jab when they go straight, right? You can turn it into a jab. It's just coming up from here. Now, I like the back fist better because you can raise the elbow and snap out sideways. And then if you're really mean, you want to do some real damage, you turn it into a hammer fist right here. And so if you're here, you can still raise up just like a back fist. And when you cut out here, you're either using the forearm or the hammer here. Boom, bah, bah. It's really good too if you, for some reason, have a knife and do that, but don't do that. All right, anyways, so we're gonna do 10 back fists. You can do them standing, 1. You can do a hammer fist, 2. Let me show you from the side. Out, and snap, and back. It should be quick, light, as fast as you can go, but still punching out and pulling in. All right, let's do 10 of these. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. I'll do this side going this way. Ready? Yeah. I'm slower on this side. See, I use shoulder. That's another thing. We don't want to use this muscle. This muscle slows you down. We can raise our shoulder for defense, but we don't want to be engaging that to punch through because it slows everything down. That's not a punching muscle. That's a, you can raise the shoulder to keep your guard in, right? Especially for Philly shell. When you're rolling back, you should have that up. But here, we want to be nice and light. Shoulder dropped and snap out. Now that time I didn't tighten my fist. Ha! Always things to work on. Ready? 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So let's do one that's gonna upset everyone because why not? This is called a ridge hand. So a ridge hand, we're gonna be hitting with this part here. You'll see it a lot in karate, taekwondo, traditional martial arts here. And what you can do with it, with the front hand, is you come up here and cut across here. Now this you can turn into a slap, Stockholm slap, right? Boom, up here, cup the ear. Or you can turn it into a fist if you want, into a long hook, right? Boom, here. It's that same motion here, right? Just in traditional martial arts, a lot of times we like to do our palms. So we'll hit with this part here, and especially in point fighting, this is really good for point fighting because you won't hurt your opponent nearly as much unless you're really conditioned. I've seen some crazy stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut out, cut in here, and then I'm gonna drop my elbow down back here. So I cut out, outside the shoulder, then I'm gonna turn my waist and my hip here, boom. And as I come back here, I drop. So it should be boom, here. Now that's good to drive them this way. Once we get them to go this way, we have them set up here with this hand, if we can get them to go that way. So you go here 1, and then you can throw the second across almost like a clothesline, but coming in here. So you'll be here, you can have both hands up, Philly shell for distance, whatever you want. You're gonna attack 1, 2. Make sure this hand guards, and then back. So 1, 2, and back. If you want to, you can change it into a fist. 1, 2, for those long hooks when they're moving back, when you do those. Or you can turn it over here for more roundhouse punching. Ready? Let's do 10, ridge hand, or if you turn it into a fist, you turn it into a fist. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, the rich hand. A lot of people get upset when we do that one for some reason, even though it's just striking. Who cares? Hey people, good rhythm, thank you. Popcorn ceiling? No. Yes. I think it is. I don't know. What's this bullshit? See, there's one. Cool. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, AVI. Cool. So those are some basics, right? Those are some basic striking for us. We have our back fist. We have our rich hand, which you can turn back fist into a snap jab. You can turn rich hand into a long hook or a Stockholm slap, right? You can slap and then come in for the other side too. Again, this rich hand is really good for getting them to go that way. Because if you start going this way, boom, they most likely will circle this way so you can do whatever you got that way. Cool. All right. So let's do some Kung Fu kicking. So being mainly a Kung Fu guy, one of my favorite kicks is the side kick. Now there used to be a saying, side kicks don't work. That's because whoever, I think it was a joke, but whoever first started learning side kicks or doing them in Muay Thai didn't know how to do them right. Or didn't know what a side, I don't know. I don't know how it started, but we're gonna do our side kick. So our side kick, we're gonna do a two-step. We're gonna take one step forward here with our left leg. The second leg, I'm gonna step behind here. Now it's important that we don't step in front of the leg. If we step in front of the leg, I'll kick my leg when I'm trying. You can hit yourself in the shin with your heel, especially if you're not picking your knee up to your chest. See why one foot stance in the beginning was important? So when we do this one, we wanna make sure our footwork is one, then the second step is gonna be in its own lane here, pointing my toe at my target. Now, from here, you're in prime position. You can turn over and back kick. That's not a side kick though. That's not the Kung Fu side kick. It's a back kick. So let's do the Kung Fu side kick. So from our step here, instead of turning the hip over, we're gonna pick our knee up. Boom. Now I'm gonna turn my hip and project through my hip and through my glute all the way into the opponent. Boom. And then down. So you push, right? When I'm here and I pick my knee up, now I can push with my back foot and my back hip, turning my hip over, bah, into the target. When we do this in application, the movement from a two-step is gonna be here. 1, 2, side kick out. I need to refill my water bag. It shouldn't be that light. Like I can, yeah. Oh well, it's gonna look like I'm smashing through it like crazy today. I'll just take that for what it is. All right. Anyways, two-step side kick. One step forward. Second step is gonna step behind the foot here. Now I can raise my foot up. See, it's in its own lane. My heel pointing at the target. Pick my knee up. Now I can rotate my hip. Side kick out. Now, if you notice, what I do is I always pull my knee back. Boom, kick, pull back, and then down. If you get really good, you can kick all the way out and hold, and for the longest time, you'll see those karate people who have those strong, and taekwondo people, who, and kung fu, you know, just the people who have those strong abductors that can kick straight up. Yeah, we want to get to that, right? But we also want to be able to kick straight through the target, which is better. So when I go 1, 2, see, I'm trying not to hit it now. I'm scared. It's going to fall over. All right. 1, 2, bah. Let's do 5 of these. Ready? 5 two-step side kicks. Go. I fell there. 2. 3. That was a push. You need to snap it. 4. 5. 5. Yeah, water bag needs way more water. All right, other side. We're gonna do 5 on this side. So I take 1 step forward with my right side. Then I'm gonna step behind with my left foot. Now I can pick up my knee. Now this is where my hip injury kicks in. When I turn, my knee's gonna drop. So I'm gonna hold it up and kick out for my practice. Wow, I'm way far away. So this is where that hip injury comes. So I have to grab and focus on keeping this hip up, otherwise it drops down to back kick. And then you can kick out here. So I'm rebuilding stuff too, right? So let's do 5 on this side. All right, 2-step side kick. Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, good job. This one's really good. You can get them to react to your hand up, make them bring up their hands, and then you can get that side kick in. So when I move in, I go here too. Then you can go. That way you try and get them to react. Good old side kicks. It's the battery's dead. I need to plug it in. But all right, good job. One more time with the lightsaber. I'll do an Obi-Wan, episode 1 Obi-Wan stance. That's right. I know the different stances. He's here in episode 1, and he does that little fake, right? So fake. Whoa. There we go. Little Star Wars tie in there. All right, so we did sidekick. We did get a job. I have a mini job. I have a job. What do you? I have a really good desk job. Like, that's why I have this guy. You can't kick like me though. That's the thing. All right, we're gonna do roundhouse kick because there's people who talk trash. It's funny. So roundhouse kick is one of the most popular kicks you'll see in all martial arts. You're gonna step your hip out. As you turn your hip, you're gonna push forward here. Now I'm gonna pick up my knee and cut sideways. There's multiple versions of the roundhouse kick. Let me show you each one. There's the snapping version, where I bring my knee forward and snap the kick. There's the swinging version, where I push my hip forward, cut across, swinging kick. There's the question mark kick, where I kick like an oblique kick first, I get them to react, and then I cut to the head, turning the hip over. There's the low-high roundhouse kick, right? Where you kick one low, second one high. There's the skipping roundhouse kick here, right? I'm here. I just pick up my knee, skip, and poke forward. So there's so many different roundhouse kicks, right? There's also different side kicks. Side kick, I'm here, I can do that one. That's called Muay Thai, they call it a side teep because the foot's 45 and you're kind of teep kicking, hitting the hip. There's the spinning kicks, right? So spinning kick, spinning side kick, right? You can do a spinning roundhouse kick. I go here, spin, roundhouse kick to that side. It's so goofy, but it works. Now, you might not get much power on that spinning roundhouse, but you still get power. So, let's do roundhouse kick. I don't care which roundhouse kick you do. You can do snapping. If you're doing it in the air, you're gonna do it like this. If you don't have the bag, you turn the hip, you snap, and you work on control for the landing. If you have the bag, I want you to knock the bag over. I want you to kick by turning the hip here. Boom, this is your setup. Then you push through the hip all the way through. No, Cat, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there either, Cat. Yeah. All right, let's do roundhouse kick. Ready, 10 times. 5 times on one side, 5 times on the other. Roundhouse kick. Ready, go. Other side, 5 times. Push that hip forward. You're gonna see my hip a little lower. This is the hip injury. Turn that hip. Keep going. All right, I think that was 5 each side. Good job, roundhouse kick. People like to hate watch, it's cool. Oh, yeah, the guard. So there's a couple different guards, right? So you can have both hands up here, all the way through your kick, right? You have both hands up here, or you can do the swinging. Now the swinging is to teach you to grab their arm and to pull it down. So when you do this one works best with the swinging, which makes it looks like your hands are down, but they're not, is you reach across, right? This is your jab, or your cross, right? So you can reach across and grab their glove and then pull down and throw the kick. So when you do that one, also, the Muay Thai crowd will tell you that this swing adds the not counterbalance, but the counter force to make the kick even more powerful. So when you do that, you go here, right? Across. Now I agree. This hand should stay up, right? If you're here, right? Boom, 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 and you cut. When you cut, you should have one hand up. So if I was dropping my one hand, good call out. Good call out. Then you have the karate, or even the long guard. What I've realized is karate people are fighting in just a modified long guard, modified Xingyi stance, right? A lot of karate people fight here. Xingyi and Bagua, sometimes we'll go here with Kung Fu. So the body's the body. Now I like long guard here, right? Because long guard, you can direct a lot of things here. Boom, 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 and keep your distance up, right? Here, into it. And you can even combo your stuff, right? Boom, boom, here, boom, 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 all the way through. So you have the different guards. He's trained by Bruce Lee. No, no. Yeah, yeah, thank you. Oh, word, yeah. So you come from traditional. Yeah, I love bacon. I do love bacon. It's actually, when you do it right, if you eat it right, not like me, I'm actually right now on a nutritional course, so I'm getting my diet corrected and all that. It's really cool to learn, which is one reason why I'm losing so much weight. Y'all should have saw me a couple weeks ago, 20 pounds down, woohoo! Not a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago. Yeah. So, keep it up. We're still going. So, if you notice, there's a lot of different aspects to martial arts, right? You're going to have the people who are fighters, who want to fight, who want to do the fight training, which is great. And if you want to become a fighter, you need to find a fight coach, right? Join a school, even if it's a traditional martial arts school, you can find a great traditional martial arts school that has fighting background. Find that. Or go to Muay Thai, which is Muay Thai is a traditional martial art, if you really get into it. But there's also just the fight aspect of it too. Any of those traditional martial arts are really good. And then you can just go to an MMA gym too. Learn some wrestling. Wrestling's great, especially if you're young and you like Tai Chi too. And you go learn wrestling. Wrestling's Tai Chi on the ground. It's great. So there's many different aspects, right? Then there's the forms. The forms are where you see, or the katas, the taolu, all of that. That's where you see the set choreographed movements where you're doing all the set movements here, right? Where it's a set thing and you do all your flashy jump kicks in them, right? Those are really cool and fun to do too, but it depends on what you're looking for. So make sure you talk to your coach if you're ever first starting. Find out what their background is, or if they have coaches with them that teach the things that you want to learn. Huh. Probably keep balance. Turn fighter, yeah. Kickboxing, TK, nice. Get it all done. Yeah. Claude Van Damme. Nope. Judo. So I don't have a throwing dummy here. I can use this guy for like to show off a sweep. But hi cat. That's why you don't hide behind the bag. So I can do, you know, setups here, right? Where I go here. Now this is a throw. People don't like it when I show that one, but it's really just this one, right? Where you move in and you sweep. But I don't have the right gear to show it, so you can't actually, I can't show it. So we do Kung Fu, striking. So you can jump, hit the bag, jump, hit the bag, yeah. Fun stuff. I know the next one. Next one we should do is axe kick. So axe kick is one of my favorite kicks, all because of the one time I can get everyone with it once because they're not expecting it. And how you throw an axe kick, now the way I do it is I'll be in my fighting stance. My long guard if I need it, here, my long guard. I'll be in my Philly shell, which is for distance, or I'll be up here if I'm up close. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shuffle my feet, but when I do that, I need to distract them with my hand. So when I shuffle, I'm gonna throw my jab and it turns into a straight. Boom, here. Now if you notice, I'm a little far over my left leg. What I'm gonna do from here is swing up the right leg, here. And I'm gonna cut down at an angle. So I kick up here and I do our outside crescent kick from the very beginning and chop down here. So when I'm here, I cut up and down here. So when I'm here, fighting stance, I'm nice and light, easy to move. Bah, bah. You get them to react here, maybe they back up, and you sneak that kick in. So here, you shuffle, axe kick. Again, shuffle punch, axe kick. Reset, shuffle, punch, axe kick. Now if you're already here and you want to kick this leg, right? You can just double shuffle and then kick, right? You throw them off. So another great combo is axe kick, roundhouse kick. So say you miss the axe kick. Say they do one of these, whoo, and you miss the axe kick, right? But they're still in range, right? Because if they do this, look at where my feet go. If they dodge the axe kick, huh, and back in, they're still in the same spot. So now you're in a prime example to just kick them in the face, right? So when I do my axe kick, or you don't even have to kick them in the face, you can kick them in the ribs or the leg. So I'm gonna be here, I do my axe kick across, up into the round kick. So here, I'm gonna be here, shuffle, punch, kick, round. 1, 2. You don't give them a chance to react. So if they come back and they're ready to punch, that other kick is coming up. Even if their hands are up, boom, boom, they're gonna get moved back, all right? Or if their hands are up like they're gonna punch you, you can sneak it into the ribs or their leg. So from here, and I shuffle, over. And if they block with their hands here, right, and you can kick down on their hands, they might have their hands down, who knows? Now it's your job to make it work, right? Do question mark kick, yes I will. I'll do question mark, cool. In India, this say circle kick, oh cool. I like that. Question mark kick, yeah, I'll do question mark kick, okay. Yeah, I'll do question. So, my question mark kick, because there's a couple different setups for question mark kick. Question mark kick, you can go forward first, here, right? Here, say you're doing a lot of front kicks, you're doing, or teeps, right? I'm teeping forward, or I'm doing a snap kick, or I'm doing a front roundhouse, like really snappy, boom. So then you can get them to start baiting on that, right? That's one setup. My favorite setup is the oblique kick. Now the oblique kick is a kick that you kick them in the leg first, but you're gonna kick them like this. So I'm gonna kick here, here, here. I kick them in the shin. So here, boom, kick them in the leg. Bah, bah, bah. Set it up a couple times. After you kick them in the leg a couple times, they're gonna get tired, or they're gonna think that you're gonna do it again, right? Because maybe they've been successful at not getting kicked. So they're gonna think that they're doing it again, and then you change it by turning your hip over. So I'm gonna go bah, boom, boom, up to the head. So you first go for the oblique kick a couple times, get it set up, boom, maybe you've done a front kick to get them to bait forward, and then you do a question mark kick, where you bring it forward first, forward, then over. Oh, that last one was ugly. Don't do what that just was. Do it what I did on the back. Yeah, so there's that one. Yeah, just like a soccer ball, really. Yeah. Okay. Some oblique kicks, depends on the certain competition. You can also do low-high roundhouse kick, right? It's not quite a question mark, or you can just do rear leg front kick, right? Front kick. Or I guess it's not a front kick, it's a snap kick. Snap kick, right? Snap kick, or teep, push kick. We call, in Kung Fu, we call teeps push kick. It's the same kick, almost. Teep does a little bit more jabbing, where we push. But you can do front, right? I'm not good at front. I'm not good at going from here and turning the hip. But you can go front, or not front, snap kick, or teep. Right, boom, boom, teep. And then you change it, teep, to the roundhouse. I think it's because I'm used to whipping more here than from going here or here and whipping. I think I just have more, I'm a little more sideways, so I can, I don't know what I like it better. Yeah, yeah. No, John Jones would destroy me. Chuck Norris, is that you? No, but I met him a couple times. I poke. So I poke. You first block, or you first back fist them, right? When they touch your hand, you can back fist again. So you back fist, then from here you're gonna pull in, poke them in the eyes. So from here, back fist, poke. 1, 2, 3, you pull in, bah. And then if they're, you know, you just, yeah. Anyways, there you go. I poke. I agree that they both complement each other, that BJJ and wrestling complement each other. I don't know either one well enough to say which one's better. So I'm gonna leave that up to the people who do more wrestling and ground fighting. But I can say that if you know wrestling or jiu-jitsu, what you learn is you learn control, right? So it's one of the most beneficial things to have on the street is some ground fighting, wrestling, or jiu-jitsu. Because think about it this way. Say they do go for a knife or something, and you see them go for the knife, you can easily learn to trap that. And this is what I've watched, right, and seen on YouTube and all my studies and stuff, is that you can watch, if you catch them grabbing something, you can control their hand much easier than some other arts, right? So I think it's beneficial. Again, I don't know which one's better. I don't like butt scooting. So I think if I think you should start on your feet, because that's how a lot of every fight is usually going to start. But choose to go to arm. Yeah, I'll do a kip-up. What else? How do you do an uppercut? Hook with palm down or facing. This is okay. So I'll do the hook question first, then I'll do the kip-up, and then uppercut. Okay, so hook question. Do you go vertical with the fist or flat, horizontal? Which one do you do? Now, it depends. It depends on what I'm feeling there, what angle I'm going at, right? If I'm at a long guard, if I'm going from a long guard here, like, what's that fighter? Strickland. Sean Strickland, a lot of times will come from this long guard here. When I go here, my hooks are gonna turn more flat facing, right? Boom, because I'm going from here. Now I can twist them here too if they're really close. So I guess what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter. Do what you feel right? So my hooks, when I throw my hook, here, turn. You can turn vertical here, boom, boom, same thing. I guess when I'm going longer, right? When I do my long kind of hooks, I go low, high, right? Low, high. I do vertical, but I don't know, you switch it up. Some people will say when you go ribs, you go vertical. When you go head, you go horizontal. but to me, it's hit with the first 2 knuckles, whatever way you go. Yeah. Okay, and then kip up. I didn't forget about you. Kip up. So for kip up, I have a whole routine I have to do. All right, let's do a kip up. Guys, I haven't done this in a long time. I'm in my late 30s. I'll let you guess how old I am. I already told you late 30s, so put it in the comments. Guess how old I am. But I'll show you a kip up from my whole routine. All right, here we go. Still got it. Still got it. Whoop, whoop. That took a lot out of me. X kick to roundhouse from same leg again. Double kick one. Yeah, I'll do that. 32, happy birthday. Cannabis, New Jersey, happy birthday. I'm 38, you got it. I'm 38. Yeah. Nice, everyone. 38 myself. Go ahead and put y'all's ages in there if you want. I know some people might be, I don't want to put that out there, but you're cool if you don't. No big deal. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's do the, uppercut. I first said uppercut next. So uppercut's really easy. Uppercut has very little motion. When you're in your uppercut, right, a lot of time you're coming from a hook from here. So you can drop down, make sure you just hands up, and I go here. Here, this is all you need. 1, 2, right? So when I uppercut, 1, 2. Now that's practicing it in the air, right? I sink, I push off the ground, energy comes up, boom, boom. Now, when you practice on the back, you're not gonna be coming up vertical, right? Because most likely when you hit someone, when you're throwing an uppercut, you're so close, you're either hitting the body down here, or you're hitting them in the chin, which they're most likely gonna have a low chin here. I mean, you can sneak it up there too, right, and get them up here, but most of the time you're gonna be hitting here. So you don't actually get to go up here, or you'll scrape your knuckles too, especially if you're going bare fist. Now, I usually wear gloves, because gloves are very beneficial. The people who tell you don't use gloves because you can't condition your hands, that's bullcrap. Anytime you're hitting something with a bag and that it's gloves, you're still conditioning your hand, you're still sending vibrations through your bones. So wear your gloves, wear your safety gear. Unless you've already started training, then go ahead, or you have a traditional teacher who's gonna show you the right way to build it up without the gloves. Anyway, I digress. So my uppercut, what I like to do is no, that's my hook. I sink, right? So I'm gonna sink and turn a little bit this way, boom. Because I'm usually from a hook, uppercut here. Now I'm here, I can do my other side. Hand drops, this hand stays up, uppercut. So I can go. You notice what I like to do when I step in for the rear hand, step off the line a little bit. Off the line, boom, boom. Sink, it's called sitting in your punches. When you put your weight down in the ground, sink, sink, sink. You use the ground by pushing up from the ground. It's also a concept in Tai Chi and Kung Fu too, is pushing off the ground here. Like in Tai Chi, what we use it for is if someone pushes on us, we can try and throw them back by first bouncing down and then using their momentum. Now that's Tai Chi stuff, so don't worry about that. If you're here for kickboxing, just kickboxing, right? Tai Chi's fun, but if you can, just punch them in the face, right? Tai Chi's to supplement your martial art nowadays. Don't use Tai Chi for fighting without training to fight, right? You can train to fight and take aspects of Tai Chi and put them in there and learn what works. Do that. But don't rely on Tai Chi as your main fighting art, because that would be, yeah. I've trained since I was 5. Well, 7. Let's go ahead and call it 7, because 5 was kind of more just play. But yeah, so over 30 years now. Elbow stuff, yes I do. So what's really cool about Kung Fu is the closest martial art I would compare Kung Fu to would actually be Muay Thai. When it comes to my style of Kung Fu, Mai Zhao Lohorn is what it's called, or Mi Zhong Lohan, depending on the dialect, Cantonese or Mandarin. But I digress. What what's cool is Kung Fu has a ton of elbow stuff, right? So does karate. I don't know much about Taekwondo besides their kicks, but elbow stuff is really cool in Kung Fu. Man, I feel like I have something on my... Anyway, it's probably just my sweat. So from here, elbows, right? In Kung Fu, you'll see them a lot in forms. So in the forms, right, let's see, we'll come over here, elbow strike. Then we step back, elbow strike. Then we'll step forward, rising elbow. Then we'll chop down, sinking elbow. Then we'll chop across, cutting elbow. Then from here, we'll grab, and I call this pulling out the sword, because you grab the sword behind and you elbow this way. But you can also use it as a chop with the forearm here. Boom. And that's really good for framing, right? If you're fighting someone, you get too close, frame, and then you can get out to get your range or escape, right? So those are sets, right? Where you have boom, 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 boom. That's a set practice, almost like Muay Thai has their traditional set practices with their elbows, right? Now, how do you do this in application, right? Because that's cool. This is a cool motion, but that's, yeah, what are you gonna do in reality, right? So in reality, what it's doing is, this is the setup. What we're getting to is here, that motion here. You want to be able to pop it out. Strike, so it causes the damage at the end here. So when we're doing that one, you can be here, boom, 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 you're cut across here. What if you're over here and you're off angle? You can just cut back here, right? So if I'm boom, 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 off angle, I can use this one if they're coming in. This is also really good. Say you're doing a spinning back fist setup. You can turn it into an elbow. So I go here, I punch through into my spinning back fist. What if I get too close? I can turn and throw my elbow strike. So that's what the next one is, right? If you saw in my form, I went one, then I stepped back behind, push through elbow. Now, we go here for the form for traditional aspect, but in reality, right? Boom, that's it. It's a spinning elbow. Boom, boom. You cut them through with a spinning elbow. Now we have, so we had one, which is a jabbing elbow. We have our second one, which is spinning elbow. Now we're gonna go to a rising elbow here. Now this is really good if you're up close in a clinch here, right? You're in your clinch, you can get them to drop their hand, boom, elbow up, right? Bah. Or if they move in and you can get their hand out, you can move in elbow. So it's rising elbow. So on the bag, there's a couple different ways to do this. You don't want to end up scraping your body so much that you start bleeding. You're doing it wrong if you're doing that. What you want to do is have the force come to the point of the elbow when you strike, if you can get it there. If you can only hit them right here, then hit them right there, right? Hit them with what you got, but the goal is to hit them with the point here. So when I do this one, I get up close, right here. Bah! That's it. Bah! Here. Boom. That's the rising elbow here. Boom. Now you can also do that from a baji, I think it's baji point, where you move forward here in a traditional aspect, right? This is good if they just move in. I think someone did this the other day in Muay Thai. There's a clip going around and I was like, oh, that looks like baji, because a Muay Thai guy just came in and the guy punched and all he did was raise his elbow. And the other guy like just got hit and just like stumbled and went down. And the fighter just was here, boom, that's it. But he stepped into it a little bit, right? He did that, just a little bit, stepped in. So you can do that moving forward with the front elbow here, right? Boom, you get inside. Now this one's gonna be jabbing forward here. So when I go, it's still raising, but since I move forward, the point is going up. So when I'm here, boom, 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 bah. I push forward, I lift up the front leg, shooting in, and you hop into it. And this hand, the reason why this hand is all the way back here is because I'm guarding myself too. This is a really strong guard here. So if he comes in for a hook or a slap here, right, I can go on the inside of the slap and move in. And if you notice, this hand's down here to push him. So we've done one. We've done spinning elbow. We've done raising elbow. And we did moving forward elbow. Now there's chopping elbow, right? Say you miss. Say you miss the uppercut, boom, you can go down. I don't like that one as much, right? Because you have to go back down, but it can work. I haven't tried it, but maybe it can work. I don't know. Maybe you can make it work. But after you're here, you can move down. Now, I suggest to use that one similar to this, because you can move it more this way. All right. So, we've done, sorry, a loud noise happened. Squirrel. So we've done number 1, jabbing. Number 2, spinning. 3 is raising. 4, I think, is actually more poke forward here. So, boom, boom. Now we're gonna do crossing. So crossing is also called cutting. So when we're doing this one, we're gonna go across the body here. So if I'm here, all right, I'm gonna grab, you can keep your hand up and cross here. And you can change, cross, cross, cross. Now you use the body just like you're throwing the hook, but you sink down at an angle here. Then you go the other side here. And if you notice, I'm still covering, all right? When I do my elbow here, I'm still covered that way. When I go the other side, my hand comes up first to clear. Then I can go down. And then some people will fight here, right? And just boom, 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 elbow in here. Strong. So, when we're here, right? I'm here. I'm gonna come up, chop. Then I can come up, chop, up, chop. So 1, 2, and reset. 1, 2, and reset. Elbows don't have to be too strong, right? They are cutting. You can hit someone real light and they'll go down. Now I got one more of the elbows. Now this I call drawing the sword, right? So this one's after you've gone here, right? You've chopped down, where am I? Chopped down here. You can reach back here is what you do. So you reach back like you're grabbing your sword. And then you're gonna move forward, chopping this way, or hammer fisting also. You can use elbow, forearm, hammer fist. I like the forearm on this one because the way I think about it is that I'm gonna be cut here. Now, I need to get room, right? I need to either move him back or get myself some room. So I can grab back here and hammer fist. You can use that as a frame, boom, and then get back to where you need to get your range for your kicks, right? So when I chop, say I miss, 2, I can be from back here. I chop, and here. You can also do it to set up a throw, a sweep. When I go here, boom, now I can step across behind here. And I pull the sword, and as I do that, you sweep the leg. Sweep the leg, Johnny. So you'll see that sweep in a lot of kickboxing, Muay Thai, all of that, where they come up and do that Muay Thai sweep. It's the same thing, we're just doing it from a Kung Fu aspect. Bah, bah. Here. Cool. So those are elbows. Good question. I've talked a lot on elbows. All right, let's see here. Yeah, hit higher to that, yeah. A jab, so. It's cool, man. You don't have to take me serious. I'm not here for you, but that's cool. If I had to pick one striking art, good question. I would choose Kung Fu. Sanshao. Sanshao. If you're gonna learn to sidekick, blast those people, man. Sanshao's great. Muay Thai is awesome too. Kung Fu is great. I love it. Throw a jab, no. We already did jabs way earlier. Yeah, the Muay Thai is great. See, okay, so this is my theory on Muay Thai versus Kung Fu versus, you know, whatever. Muay Thai has figured out how to teach some of the most efficient striking that you'll ever see. Like day one, your jab instantly improves. Your cross instantly improves, right? And same with Kung Fu. We have different focuses on stuff, right? But I think that Muay Thai has just killed it in becoming efficient teachers That's why it's so popular, is because people can go in and start learning on day one and start, which I hope my class, online, yeah, I hope y'all are picking it up too and having fun, but my in-person class, I hope people can come in and take something away from the traditional martial arts, right? But Muay Thai has really picked up on how to teach efficient striking, because we all have 4 limbs, right? Kung Fu, we do a lot of the exact same stuff as Muay Thai, but a lot of it has some embellishment and in the traditional forms aspect, right? All this stuff is short, right? When you get into fighting here, unless you're doing some real serious long fists, which that is very, very trained to do. So I think Muay Thai is amazing in the efficiency, and it works, right? It works. That's what proves it. It works, and people can pick it up quicker than most martial arts, which is why people have fun doing it. And a lot of the coaches with it are awesome, right? When you find a true good fighting coach, they're not scary. You have some of the best fun in a good martial art class, and that's how it should be. It shouldn't just be about roid rage and knocking each other out. You should be doing light sparring. Anyway, I digress. Find what you love. Anyway, find what you love. It doesn't even have to be martial arts. It can be art. Just find what you love and do it passionately. All right. Wrestling is a great one, but if you can grab the person or take them down, then kicks will work. Or can't, probably can't, yeah. Yeah. What is the best way to negate a wrestler? So knees, kicks, takedown defense, learn wrestling so you can learn takedown defense, right? In Kung Fu, we have to be thrown and we have to do takedowns. So we learn takedowns. Where we kind of stop because of the sport Sanshao is there is ground fighting, right? But it's very, very niche, right? Not many people teach the Kung Fu ground fighting. It's very, very niche, and it's not the rolling on the ground kicking stuff. That's really cool, but there is some locks and stuff like that. I mean, we learn all these eagle claw locks and stuff. We learn arm bars and stuff because everyone does, because it works, right? Jiu-jitsu comes from ancient Japan, like Japanese jiu-jitsu. Then it got moved all over across the world. So battlefield, it works, right? What do you think? Wrestling was done with knights, right? They learned how to wrestle in armor because once you take someone down, like you poke through their armor. All right. Depends on what style you do, yeah. Yeah, Kung Fu can work on the streets. It depends on how you train, right? And if you found a McDojo. If you found a McDojo, anybody, that's the thing. Anybody can make something work, right? That's where these McDojos came from. The McDojos came from extremely athletic, really strong people making bullcrap up and making their bullcrap look kind of okay enough to trick a bunch of people, right? So that's where those McDojos came from that really ruined it for the traditional real Kung Fu stuff, right? And I'm not talking about the flashy forms, but the Kung Fu fighting that was happening down in the South. In the South, there was a lot of karate and Kung Fu fighting matches against each other that were friendly, but like hardcore, because it was fighting, right? Then the McDojos and Kung Fu got popular, and it was all around the 80s that the McDojos started hitting. Kung Fu hit the US in 70s and like late 60s, 70s, and in the 80s it really blew up, and that's where the McDojo people were like, oh, I can make money off this. And then they went and made up bullshit because they didn't know what Tai Chi actually is. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna do no touch, and people are falling down because I don't know why people play into, that's my thing, the cult mentality. Yeah. What I choose to do is I do not play into the cult mentality that most Kung Fu schools go, right? We have our normal bow in, right? We bow when we walk into the room, and we bow at the beginning and end of class. Once we're off the thing, I don't want you waiting on me. And yeah, that's all crazy stuff. McDojos are crazy. So anyways, that's our Kung Fu class. We've done quite a bit today, so great job. We did our warm-up, some basic Kung Fu striking, some basic bag work where we got to talk about different theories. So I'm glad y'all had fun and participated in the stream. It was a really good one, and I want to thank y'all for just hanging out and having fun. Even if you were making fun of me, at least you got a laugh and you get to go on with your day. So yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. 38 years old. Almost 5 years sober, and I thank my sobriety every day to Kung Fu and Tai Chi. So keep up all the hard work, y'all. You can achieve y'all's dreams. Just tackle what you do with passion. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah. Honestly, go ahead and saying it works on the street. Just talking about a specific types of combat sport. I said anything can work on the streets. Anyone can make it work on the streets, right? It depends on how you train. Some things can work easier on the streets, but anything really can work on the streets. It really just depends on how you train. Now, don't try and like, yeah, I don't know. Go learn self-defense. Go to a self-defense course. That's a real one. Like everyone puts see, now I'm back into it because a topic hit my brain. Everyone puts self-defense on their Kung Fu or their advertisements. Truthfully, there's some really good self-defense courses that are actually real self-defense. Teaches you about the laws, how to recognize different situations, and puts you in stress testing so you can feel the adrenaline dump. So go do those. Yeah, that's how you learn what works in the street. Yeah, good luck in life to y'all too. Keep up all the hard work. Yeah, y'all too. Y'all too. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, Liam, I'm sorry. It's so hard to tell tone, you know, on here. Yeah. Thank you, Liam. I really appreciate that. Y'all can't do that. I've seen ghosts, guys. I've seen ghosts. Y'all can't do that. Now I'm like, was there really something behind me? See, now y'all got me all freaked out. Oh man. See, he figured out my kryptonite, man. Oh God. Anyways. I'm freaking out now, man. Okay. You got me, man. That scared me. I swear I saw something the other day, but again, yeah. Anyways, I hope y'all have that's a great way to end the stream. I hope y'all have a great day. I'm going to do another stream on Sunday at 11:30. 11:30? Yeah, let's do 11:30. I think it's 11 or 11:30. I'm gonna do it 11:30 since I said 11:30 now. But yeah, let's do 11:30 on Sunday. I'll be here doing more kickboxing, kung fu stuff. Hope y'all have a great night. Happy weekend, y'all.